Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Shilpa Data Insights channel. Over the past few years, I have reviewed over 100 data engineer interviews. I have seen candidates from freshers to senior engineers who are making this same three mistakes and they don't even know about it. Today, I will be sharing with you exactly what gets you hired in data engineering in the year 2026. This is not theory. This is what I actually look for when I am sitting on the other side of the interview table. If you are preparing for data engineering interview, whether you are a fresher or you are a senior or you want to switch the careers, this video will save you a lot of struggle. Mistake number one, just listing the tools without the actual impact. The first biggest mistake I see is on resumes itself. And in interviews, the candidate just lists down the tools without showing what impact they actually made. Here is what I see. All the time, I see in the resume or the candidate speaking, I know SQL, I know Python, PySpark, Databricks, Azure, Snowflake, or building data pipelines using Spark. I've worked with AWS, I've worked with Azure. Let me tell you something. Everyone says this, right? When I'm reviewing around 10 to 20 resumes per day and every 15 resume says the same thing, then what do you think will actually happen? Your resume will actually get lost in the pile, and here is what I actually want to see. Instead of just saying that I built the data pipeline using the PySpark or Azure or AWS, say I built an ETL pipeline using PySpark that processed X amount of data and that reduced the processing time by Y% and also saved X amount of revenue for the company with the help of the cloud cost. Do you really see the difference here? One is just a tool and the other shows actual impact that was created. Numbers actually matter. The business value matters. When I'm interviewing someone, I want to know what problem did you solve? How much data you dealt with? What was the result? What was the outcome? Whether it actually benefited the business or not? So, here is my advice. Go through your resume right now. The bullet point should have a formula. That formula is action verb plus task plus the result with numbers. Let's take an example. You optimized the SQL query that reduced the report generation time from 3 hours to, let's say, 15 minutes. This is what actually gets you hired. Let's talk about the second mistake, the tutorial mistake. That's the biggest mistake that I've seen, is creating a project with the help of tutorial. Those are actually dummy project. They create a project like build a data pipeline, completed a Udemy course, completed a 30-day data engineering course with projects, created an ETL pipeline using the Netflix dataset. So let me be honest here with you. I don't care how many projects you build, whether you build it with the help of the tutorial or not. Why? Because everyone can follow tutorials. It has a set of instruction, and that set of instruction you are just following. It's not about solving the real problem. When I'm hiring, I will look for a problem solving. So I want to see that you can identify a particular problem, figure out its solution, and build it from scratch. So here what I consider a real project. So real project example will be like analyze your own bank statement data to track the spending patterns and creating a dashboard out of it. Does not that sound actually realistic? Second example will be like build an ETL pipeline for a friend e-commerce business to actually track the sales and inventory. So these are the real projects. So what is not a real project is following a Udemy course step by step, or picking up a data set from Kaggle that everyone uses like Netflix, Uber, Titanic, Iris, anything, or a GitHub tutorial link. You just clone it and you just code and that's done. That's, I would say, a big no. So here is what I want to hear. What you talk about your project, what problem you are actually solving, what tools you use for this, and why did you use it, what challenges you faced while building that project, how did you overcome it, whether your pipeline actually break or not. If you can actually answer these questions, you are already 80% ahead of the candidates. So my advice is, don't pick up a dummy project, instead build a real project that will make a difference. That project need not to be huge, it could be small, but it should be yours. It should solve a real problem. Mistake number 3, learning too many tools without depth. This is a very huge problem in the year 2026 right now. Candidates keep learning tools without mastering any single of them. They say, I know Snowflake, I know Azure, I know AWS, I know Databricks, Fabric, Apache, Iceberg, Delta Lake, DBT, you need any. They will say, I know everything. But let me tell you something. I don't care if you know 10 tools. I will care if you know at least 1 or 2 tools in depth. So I've seen here is what happens. I ask a question, a deep question related to Snowflake architecture. And they say, I only used it briefly. I ask a question related to Spark optimization and they say, I am still learning it. So this is actually a very big red flag. So it seems you are a tool collector rather than actually a problem solver. Here is what I want instead. Pick any one cloud, master it deeply. So for example, if you pick Snowflake, you need to understand the clustering keys, the partitioning, the optimization, cost optimization, query optimization, and also materialized view. And let's say if you are picking Azure, you need to be aware of Synapse, ADLS, Blob Storage, ADF, which is Azure Data Factory, and also the optimization. Now, you need to make sure that you pick one big data framework and go deep in it. If you pick a PySpark, then make sure you know about the transformation versus action, the shuffle optimization, the partitioning technique, the caching technique, then the broadcast join, and so on. You just don't have to say, I know Spark, but you need to make sure you actually know Spark. And can you explain something like why your query is running slow and how to exactly fix it. So in the market of 2026, it's not about knowing tools, but it is about solving a particular problem. That's very, very important. So every time, every month, a new tool will come and go. The Fabric, Iceberg, Delta Lake, DBT, all these are new tools. I'm not saying it will go, but every month a new tool will come. So if your fundamentals are strong, you can pick up anything. So make sure your fundamentals like SQL, data modeling, the partitioning strategies, data warehouse strategies, and any one cloud technology is very strong. So when I will be hiring someone, I would be hiring if someone is knowing SQL and PySpark very deeply rather than just knowing 10 tools. Because in a project, you will not be working on 10 tools. You will be working on maximum 2 or 3 tools and that's it. So you don't actually need to know 10 tools while working in a project. So I would suggest master the basic tools and the fundamental rather than just running after the race of collecting the tools. So depth is far more important than breadth in data engineering. Now, let me tell you what actually will get you hired. I have interviewed 100 plus candidates in data engineering field, and here are the top 3 things which actually stands out. First is the problem solving mindset. The candidates who get hired are not the ones who know the most amount of tools. They are the ones who have a problem solving skill. When I ask a system design question, can you build a pipeline for XYZ? I don't expect a perfect answer here. I don't want the answer straight away as well. I want to know how you think, if you have any clarifying questions, if you don't understand, and how can you optimize the cost as well. Candidates who say actually I don't know will not get hired, but who actually clarifies question and think out loud and walk me through the entire process of reasoning that they are having, they are actually getting hired. Second is communication skill. This is so underrated. I have seen among brilliant technical candidates. They fail because they are not able to communicate. And when I ask a question, I want you to take some time to think about the question, ask any kind of clarifying question you have if your question is not clear, and also answer it in a way what you are thinking and admit when you don't know something, because data engineering is not an individual role, it's a team role. You will be working with data scientists, analysts, business stakeholders, product managers, and many more, right? And if you cannot explain a technical concept to a non-technical person, then you are going to struggle. 3, business understanding. The best candidate actually understand why they are building something and not just how they are building it. When I ask something like, tell me about your project you built, I don't want to know how you build it. I want to know why you build it. I built this because, let's say, the marketing team couldn't get a real time data for a campaign. So, when you connect your work to a business value, then only you become invaluable, and that's where the importance comes. So, let me wrap it up here and walk you through what exactly we have discussed. And after reviewing so many interviews, this is what I learned when what actually is required when you need to get hired. You need to show impact with numbers, not just the tools. That's a very important thing. You have to build a project which is a real project, not the tutorial copies from Git or somewhere. Next, master one concept very deeply rather than just collecting 10 tools shallow. Think out loud when you are solving a problem and show your solving problem ability. Communicate clearly and connect your work to business value. Learn why instead of how. Look, I know it is very tough to do a job hunting and the market is very competitive as well. But I also know if you are going to focus on these things, you will actually stand out. And I have seen candidates who have followed these and they were hired. Because these are the basic principles that you need to follow for sure in order to get hired. If you think this really helped you, this particular video, then I would highly recommend to please like and share and subscribe to the channel for more data engineering interviews. And also I teach about PySpark, SQL, Databricks, Snowflake, and so on. If you are facing some issue related to the data engineering interview or you want me to cover a particular topic, please put it in the comment section. I'll try my best to create a video on that. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Till the next video, stay tuned, stay curious, and keep learning.
Thank you so much for watching and I wish you have a good day.